if she saw me right now, she would hold me until we both died. And I could be.
I've been to every single state listed on this page right here that you're looking at, and everyone knows exactly who I am. I will go out, I will come back, I will wait for something to happen, and your police officers pretend like they're going to do something, but in the end, what they do is send me another place where someone tries to arrest me when I did no crime. They're covering up a crime that they committed. They do not want to tell the truth. I don't know what I have to do to make you tell the truth. What I do know is God the Father is going to give a 10th plague of Egypt to America if you will not tell the truth to the world so I can live my life like you are living your lives. I drove out to Alabama last January 2023, 1 year ago. January 2023, I drove out to Alabama. I stayed at this place marked in X. There's a hotel there. It's in Gwynn, Alabama. We were headed towards North Carolina, and it was to get attention to what you had done to me, because nobody seems to want to tell the truth, even though everybody seems to know the truth, especially law enforcement. You keep stalking me, trying to arrest me, you're threatening me, but you will not tell the truth so I can get a job and work somewhere. I'm not going to be stuck in Podunk, Ardmore, and Lone Grove. This is the worst and most dangerous place for me to be, and you know it. Your cops need to be arrested for committing crimes. Flagstaff, Phoenix, Tucson. I went through there in July of 2022 before I was sentenced to go to Murray County Jail. Now remember, Ardmore, Oklahoma knows the truth. Ardmore, Oklahoma stole my evidence. Ardmore, Oklahoma had me convicted, and they withheld the truth and the evidence. And I had to go and live on the street in Chinatown because to get attention for what Ardmore, Oklahoma has been doing to me. You are not allowed to do what you've done, and you have broken the law. I have been through Arkansas multiple times. As you can see, the routes I've taken are in a line. I've been through Texarkana down to Shreveport. I've been from Missouri down to, Fort Smith. I've been from Memphis to Little Rock. Every circled area is a place where someone knew who I was, including the police. The town of Conway, there's an area up there, there's a church named, Lone Oak. Now, it's not Lone Oak, Arkansas. It's a Lone Oak church right there in Conway. There's a little store there where some sheriff had told me many years ago she was going to arrest me there. She was there. They tried to set me up. I didn't do anything wrong. It's not my fault. People are lying about me and trying to set me up. Somebody needs to start arresting some real criminals and telling the truth to what you really did to me. In July of 2022, I went to Los Angeles, California to live on the streets. This was mostly to inform the people of what you were doing here in Ardmore, Oklahoma. Number one, you faked my daughter's death. Number two, you faked many deaths, including Dale Earnhardt Sr. You faked 9/11. The big thing is that you tortured me with it. You had me hypnotized by an FBI agent, and then you keep saying you didn't do it when you know you did. You keep pretending you don't know anything I'm talking about, and you keep arresting me and locking me up and saying, we don't know nothing. And then you go live your lives while you laugh in my face trying to make me do something. So what I've done is I've informed the world of the crimes you committed against me. And I started right there in Los Angeles, California, living on the street in Chinatown. The Los Angeles police proved they knew. The FBI proved they knew. Every citizen proved they knew, including monks, nuns, and Amish people. I drove to Atlanta around January of 2023, after you released me from jail. And I did this to get attention for everything you had done. What I also learned was everyone knows who I am all over the United States of America. People are trying to cause car wrecks all over the United States of America. The police know all over the United States of America, and no one has told the truth. It is already 2 years later since Ardmore, Oklahoma had me arrested, prosecuted me, and put me in jail. I was in Kansas multiple times. Multiple times. There's a little town here you can look at. What is it? Ashland, Kansas. Tiny little town. I go into the store. There's 3 young people in that store. Everybody knew who I was as soon as I walked in a tiny little town of Ashland, Kansas. I don't know anybody in that town. I can go to any tiny town. I could point at any town on this map. I could go to that town. Everyone will know who I am in that town. Anywhere in the United States. And still, the police will not arrest the criminals. I went through Kentucky in around March of 2023. It was March of 2023. After you let me out of the Murray County Jail, every person in these towns knew who I was. There's this one, Owensboro. Many people trying to cause accidents in Owensboro, all over the place. Owensboro. I stayed the night in Lexington right before I left and headed towards New Jersey. I was headed towards New York. I didn't have to get there to see what I needed to see. I've been to Louisiana multiple times. Shreveport, I stayed there the night. A police officer parked outside of the hotel I was staying in, and he stayed at the. He was parked across the street at a 7-Eleven, like he was watching the hotel, so nobody would do anything to us. But the problem is, everywhere I go, everyone knows who I am. I've been to every one of these places where it's circled. Everyone knows who I am. People try to cause accidents everywhere I go. People get out of their cars as soon as I get there and start walking around just like they do here at the WinStar Casino. They do this all over the United States of America. I've been to Moss Bluff. I've been up here to Minnie. That's where you go across. There's a dam right there you go across for Toledo Bend Dam. I've been everywhere. Everyone knows who I am as soon as I get there, but nobody will tell the truth. I stayed the night in Baltimore, Maryland around March of 2023. And I was headed back from New Jersey. I did go near the Wash. I went through the Alexandria area. I didn't go through, or went around DC and came down the other side and went through Virginia. Still, no one has told the truth. No one. Everyone knows who I am. Nobody will tell the truth. This is the route that I drove through Mississippi in January of 2023. Everybody knew who I was. Everyone knows who I am. Nobody has told the truth. It's already 1 year later since I had to make this trip. I have been to Missouri multiple times as well. On one trip it was January of 2023 as I was heading towards New Jersey, and that is the place where I stopped off at Poplar Bluff. Now there was somebody who tried to cause some kind of very nasty accident. There's I think it's called the Blue Herring Hotel. Blue Herring Hotel, and it's somewhere in this area right about here. There's a Blue Herring Hotel, and I went by that, and I was heading to Poplar Bluff. I stayed at Poplar Bluff. A semi truck tried to cause an. He acted like he had a blown tire, and he started to pull over the side of the road, and I passed him. Then he floored it and he started chasing me. I had to go about 90 miles an hour to evade this guy, and I found the next place to turn, which was right in front of a store. So I pulled into the area where he couldn't hit me. He goes by, and two other cars meet at the same time. It was about midnight to 1 in the morning when that happened. Everybody in these towns knew who I was. Blairstown, they knew who I was. Allentown, Quakertown. There was a guy named Glenn. He was somewhere in this area near Lancaster, Quakertown, waiting for me from DeVry. Some Chinese guy named Glenn. I don't know his last name. He was in my class in DeVry, and he was waiting for. He told me in 1995, "You're going to see me here at this Panera Bread one day." There, I don't think that Panera Bread was there then. It's there now, but it wasn't there then. It looked pretty new. But he was sitting inside there, and I was like, "Ooh, I don't need to talk to a Glenn." And I just turned around and I left. But how is it possible that Glenn knew I was going to be there? Because I haven't talked to Glenn since like 1996. I don't even know how to contact him now. But I saw him sitting there with his girlfriend. He was waiting for me. Why are people waiting for me everywhere I go around the United States of America? After I was released from the mental hospital in Waco, Texas, it was just around. It was right around Valentine's Day in 2022. 2022. I drove all the way up to Kaplan Volcano. I drove through every one of these towns. Everybody knows who I am. Everyone knows who I am. Everywhere I go. Albuquerque, I came back through here on the train as I was leaving Los Angeles. That's why that circle, because everybody that was getting off in Albuquerque, everybody knows who I am. Everywhere I go. Plus, I informed everybody on my train trip, to let everybody know, because I want to make sure you get arrested. Ardmore, Oklahoma, Carter County Police. Crooks. These are several of the towns that I drove through and went through, and everybody knew who I was in North Carolina. I left off Creedmoor. Creedmoor is in there too somewhere. I don't know where it is on the map, but I went through Creedmoor, North Carolina, and there was a guy sitting in a Mexican restaurant waiting for me. I don't even know who the guy was, but he told me years ago. He goes, "I know we're going to heaven because we listened to Creedmoor." And there he was sitting in that little Mexican restaurant. I was like, "Ooh." So I ate at a Chinese restaurant. I didn't want to eat near him. I don't like that guy. So that when he told me that proves he knows there's a conspiracy against me. I've been to every one of these cities. Everything circled right here is a place I've been to. It's a place where everyone knew who I was, but nobody wants to tell the truth. They just want to watch and see what's going to happen next. These are all the towns that I visited in Oklahoma. I mean, there's more that I can that are on here that I didn't zoom in to see, but all these areas, I've been to all these areas and more and more. Everyone knows who I am everywhere I go, yet nobody will tell the truth. The problem you got, Carter County, is everybody's looking right at you and saying, "What did you do to this man, you stupid crooks?"
And I could be